The world believed the story was over. News channels spoke of a mysterious geological event, scientists blamed tectonic instability, and the Lost Valley was quietly erased from maps. But endings were never the valley's way. Deep beneath the soil where Bigfoot had merged with the land, something stirred, slow, patient, and aware. Years passed. Daniel returned to the edge of the Lost Valley alone. His hair was streaked with gray now, his face lined by time and memory, but his eyes still carried the same determination. He had kept his promise. He had told the story wherever he could, though most dismissed it as myth. Yet he knew the truth. The valley was not empty. It was watching. The forest had changed. Trees grew taller, thicker, their roots twisting in strange, deliberate patterns. The air hummed faintly, like a distant echo of breath. Every step Daniel took felt guided, as if the ground itself remembered him. He reached the stone platform where the massive footprint still glowed faintly, untouched by erosion. Kneeling beside it, he placed his hand against the rock. The warmth was still there. A pulse answered him, slow, steady, alive. That night, the sky above the valley shimmered. Stars dimmed as a soft aurora formed, spiraling gently like a veil between worlds. Animals gathered silently at the forest's edge, not in fear, but in reverence. Something was happening, something the valley had been preparing for since Bigfoot's sacrifice. Far beneath the earth, ancient seals cracked, not violently, but carefully. Energy flowed upward through stone and root, collecting at the core. The guardian bond was shifting. Bigfoot had become the valley, but the balance demanded more. The world beyond the rifts had not stopped watching. Shadows still moved in distant dimensions, probing for weakness. And they found one. In a forgotten region thousands of miles away, the ground split open without warning. A thin rift formed, small, unstable, but growing. Creatures did not emerge immediately. Instead, something else did. A signal, a call sent across dimensions. The valley answered. Daniel felt it before he saw it. The pulse beneath his hand grew stronger, faster. The forest shook gently, leaves rustling in unison. Light rose from the footprint, spreading outward in glowing veins across the stone. The ground cracked, not in destruction, but in birth. From the earth, a shape began to rise. Not Bigfoot as he once was, but something new. A figure formed from stone, root, and light, taller than a human, smaller than the golden giant, but unmistakably powerful. Its body was solid yet fluid, etched with the same ancient symbols Daniel had seen in the caves years ago. Its eyes opened, glowing softly with a calm, intelligent light. The first warden had awakened. This was not a creature of rage or raw power. It was balance made flesh. Born from Bigfoot's sacrifice, shaped by the valley, designed to walk the world rather than stand apart from it. The guardian had evolved. The warden looked at Daniel, and for a brief moment, Daniel felt the presence he knew so well. Bigfoot was there, not as a voice, not as a form, but as memory and purpose. The message was clear without words. The world still needed protection. But this time, humanity would not be completely unaware. Across the globe, strange events followed. Forests healed overnight. Storms weakened before reaching cities. Creatures long thought extinct were spotted briefly, then vanished. Balance was being restored quietly, carefully. The warden moved unseen, sealing small rifts before they could grow, guided by the valley's will. But not all threats could be handled in silence. The rift in the distant land widened. A new kind of entity began to push through, not a monster, but an intelligence. One that learned, one that remembered Bigfoot's golden power and adapted. It did not seek destruction. It sought control. The warden felt it instantly. For the first time, the guardian left the valley completely, stepping into the wider world. Daniel watched it disappear into the trees, understanding that his role was changing too. He was no longer just a witness. He was a bridge. Weeks later, reports surfaced of a stone giant, seen walking through deserts at night, of glowing symbols appearing in ancient ruins, of unexplained energy surges stopping disasters moments before they occurred. The myths were evolving, just as Bigfoot once had. In the shadows between worlds, the ancient intelligence observed all of it. The sacrifice had changed the rules. Guardians could no longer be erased simply by force. They adapted, they learned, they endured, and so would the war. Back in the Lost Valley, the footprint finally faded, its glow dissolving into the earth. The bond was complete. Bigfoot's role as the final guardian of the old age had ended, but his legacy now moved freely through the world. Daniel stood at the valley's edge one last time, feeling the wind brush past him like a familiar presence. He smiled, not with sadness, but with understanding. The story of Bigfoot had never been about a monster. It had always been about guardianship. And now, a new chapter had begun, not hidden in forests, not buried in legend, but unfolding slowly, deliberately, across the world. The balance had chosen its path. And the age of the wardens had begun.